Alright, fellas. So, I just beat Mortal Kombat, and this is going to be my pseudo review of just the story mode. I haven't touched multiplayer, haven't touched none of the extras. I'm assuming all that's going to be just fine. I mean, if you're into the style of Mortal Kombat 9, then this will probably be more of the same. So, in this review video, I'm just going to basically be talking about the storyline, let's say, and compare the pluses and minuses to what I think part 9 did better. Cuz my overall review, or at least my overall opinion, is that the story mode in Mortal Kombat 9 was better. And maybe that's because nostalgia is talking, because it had like the older environments, things like that you saw in the older games, and I grew up playing Mortal Kombat, so I mean, I've been a fan ever since part 1. But this storyline seemed, it was good, don't get me wrong, it was damn good. But it seemed like it was, I'm not going to say rushed, but it seems like they're trying to transition Mortal Kombat from what it was to something new, like the next game. And I have a feeling that, and now this is just my personal opinion, they forced the newer characters, or let's say Johnny's team of people, the kids, they forced them so hard within the storyline of this game that they're probably going to be mainstays in games to come, and they're going to start phasing out the, probably not the real top tier as far as people, but like the underlying people, like the mid tier and lower. They're going to start phasing out certain characters. But like I was saying before, the storyline in this game to me seems, it was good. I mean it was damn good. It does feel kind of forced though. A lot of the things didn't just seem to flow like, it didn't seem to flow naturally. That's what I'm trying to say. As I stumble over my words here, but it flowed from sequence to sequence. The overall plot of the game, I mean, for lack of a better word, and this is just judging from somebody who's played the older Mortal Kombat games, this is, like, I know, take Mortal Kombat 9, for instance. That was essentially a remake of, let's say, 1, 2, and 3. This game is a remake of part 4. Because that was like the underlying plot of Mortal Kombat 4 was Quan Chi was trying to resurrect Shinnok. And that was the whole point of his character in the game. And that's what this seems to be. This seems to be like a remade Mortal Kombat 4 with a little bit more story. I think the story would have been better if they kept it in Outworld. And what I mean by that is they could have hopped from place to place, but just to me, the storyline of, oh, let me bring back Shinnok, it's kind of played out. I wish they'd have did something a little bit different. To me, that the interesting part of the story was them in Outworld, and showing the backstory of how, let's say, Kotal Khan got the power by taking it from Melina. I thought that was interesting. It was like Outworld politics. Show me more of that, because that was something we haven't seen before. Other than just, we've always seen, oh look, here's this guy, Shao Kahn. I mean, he's already in charge because he's a badass. And Kotal Khan was the same way in the beginning, but then as you got into that little backstory, I think when he was playing Divorce part, I like him as a character. He seems more like an honorable villain. Somebody that Mortal Kombat really has never had before. You always just had evil badasses. And I like him as a character. They never did anything really with that storyline because he's still in Outworld. He's still ruling shit. They never did take that anywhere. They didn't, do anything with it. It was like a means to an end. It was like, okay, we have to have another bad guy to fight. It can't be Quan Chi, so let's make it this guy. And for the first part of the game, he was the bad guy. So, I wish that they'd wrapped up, let's say, his end game in with Quan Chi resurrecting Shinnok, if that's what they really wanted to do. certain characters in at least in the story mode didn't really have a place. I will say that too. Like let me see. Certain characters that are, let's say, fan favorites that they were in the last game, like probably because they were bad guys, so you never played them this time, but like Katana, her mom, who else? The one big dude with the little girl on his back. Never had a story moment with him other than just popping up and you had to beat him. I mean, it was very simplistic. You never got to hear the backstory behind the Western guy. Love his character too. Would love to know why he's going against Earthrealm and all that. I know they said he was a mercenary, but I wish the data had a chapter about his backstory, because he's a new character I would love, to know, because that's how interesting he is. And they just didn't do none of that. The story seemed to focus around taking these new group of kids and making them the saviors of Earthrealm. It's like their story. It's not Mortal Kombat dealing with everybody else. But it just seems like their isolated story. The only part of the story that really, truly felt good, even though it was like a small segment of it, was the Scorpion and Sub-Zero stuff. Maybe it's because I'm a huge fan of Scorpion. He's my favorite character in the game, and I'm a huge fan of the Lingwei. But I love their Scorpions segment of the game. I thought that was very nice. Give me a whole game of that. Explaining that backstory and how you got from Mortal Kombat 9 to now. But I guess maybe I know they had like a prequel comic dedicated to this. I know I didn't read it, so. Maybe they did go a whole lot into it, which they probably did, but I would just like to see that in game. And I mean, that's really my main thing with the story. It's just I wish it would have flowed better, and you'd had more, see, because Mortal Kombat 9, you had the intro stuff, and then it was like, oh shit, this is the Mortal Kombat that we know, and then, Raiden sent the message back in time, and then you get to see everything. So it's like, oh shit, this is the world I remember, but now shit is changing because, Raiden got that future knowledge and he don't know what to do. That was cool because then it changed what you expected into something better, and all of the stuff that you expected to see or expected to know what happened didn't, and it happened a different way. That was cool. This game didn't have none of that. It didn't have any intrigue. It was just that, oh, Mileena has Shinnok's amulet. Don't know how she got it. Rain told her to get it. But it was like they never told you the whys of how he learned about it. How did she get it? And it seemed like characters, I know this is Mortal Kombat, but it seemed like characters die way too easy. Maybe it's just me. But like certain characters, they killed them off. Like it seems like they were killing them off intentionally. Like Mileena. After she fought Kotal Kahn, died. Who else? Quan Chi died. Scorpion chopped his head off. Shinnok died. Raiden chopped his head off. I mean, it seems like they're killing off, and that's why I think what I was saying earlier about how they're transitioning Mortal Kombat into something else, unless the new Mortal Kombat game is gonna, storyline is gonna be completely different. But I don't see how NetherRealm Studios can do that, because I'm assuming they would want to continue the story. They're wiping the slate clean of certain Mortal Kombat characters. That way they can introduce new ones in the next game. That's what I think they're doing. And this game is the transition game to do that. I don't think that they're going to do the stronger characters though, like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden. They're going to keep certain characters in there, but that's what I think they're going to do. But otherwise, I think the story was well done. Do I think it's worth $60 by itself? Yes. I mean, it's a Mortal Kombat game. So, I mean, if you like playing Mortal Kombat, you probably already, you're probably not watching this video because you already have the game. But it is pretty good. It is enjoyable. It took me about 3, maybe 4 hours to do. I do find it a little bit easy, though. Certain fights are hard, like Shinnok's fight, but overall, it seems... Mortal Kombat 9, I remember there was a few fights in it that took me like 20, 30 matches to beat. Like Shao Kahn at the end of the game. Hated that fight. And this, you lost like a couple fights and then you won. So the most that you were, it's like they toned down the difficulty. But I mean, I'd rather see it a little bit tougher, but That's just me. But as always, my name is Denonu. You know, down there in the comments, let me know how you guys feel. If you got, you know, if you have anything to say, I read damn near every comment that comes across my YouTube channel. And as always, this has been my real opinion, no bullshit. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.